So you probably guessed, no Tyrod Taylor touchdown. Um, this is, we're going to have Bill Belichick on this one, but there's going to be no Ed Reed. We kind of succeeded on this play in spite of ourselves. I'm going to explain why. I think we diagnosed this well pre-snap, but our execution was really poor from the information that we kind of gleaned from here. So I'm going to get into it here. So this is a first down. This actually set up the interception in episode 2. This sack right here. Just put them in that negative situation, and we were able to get that pick. But I'm going to explain what we did here well and what we did here poorly. So I came out in that same cover 3 look, and again, that's kind of one of the things we do well is we come out and we look the same every play. We do something different, right? I've shown that blitz out of here where we blitz this guy, right? And I've shown where we drop this guy into this cloud flat, and we had 7 or 8 guys in coverage, right? And we drop this guy into that cloud flat, right, where we're taking away, 7 yards and back out of this look, right? And so I'm going to show why I make a pre-snap variation on the zones on this play that really give it a different effect and ultimately lead us to, I think, a sack on this play, in spite of our poor execution. So they come out looking pretty heavy on this, right? And so they've got a fullback here. They got a running back. They got a tight end over here, right? And then they've got 2 wide receivers on this side. And every time I see this setup, I am actually a little bit suspicious. And I'm going to explain why. A lot of times I've noticed when we want to run the ball, we will put the tight end on the side with the wide receiver and put one of these guys like out here somewhere, right? And so when I see this look where we haven't done exactly that, there's usually a good chance they're going to be doing play action. And so I'm going to take that little hint and just tilt a couple things in that direction. So there is still a very good chance they're going to run the ball. And so what doesn't hurt me too bad here is I am going to pinch my line like they're going to run the ball. I'm going to compromise there. And that's all right. So because we've got Tyrod Taylor, we're doing our spot pretty often. And so, again, we've got our defensive tackle and our spy. But I kind of take a look at these personnel, and I'm like, well, a lot of these guys can leak out in the flat. And I think they might do some kind of high-low read. And so rather than put this guy and this guy into a cloud flat like I've been doing, I said, I'm going to mix this up a little bit given this personnel that they're showing me, right? I'm going to have them go into the hard flats here that I've been giving them all day, right? Just to mix it up a little bit because I really think they're going to have some routes in that area, a lot of routes in that area. And again, just to mix it up. And so that's my thought going into this play, right? So let's see if I can actually get it onto Tyrod Taylor here. There we go. Let's see what Tyrod has for us here, right? All right. So he makes a run action, right? Like I said, I'm suspicious before the snap, right? Let's take a look. Before he hands the ball off, are there any hints for me here, right? Look at number 69. I always look at the offensive line, right? Number 69, right? He's giving me a definite, I'm going to drop into pass coverage, right? So I just sit there. I'm number 58 here. I don't try and plug any gap. I just sit here, right? You notice I don't move, right? I look at him and I just sit there. And I go, I'm still not believing you, right? If it's a good play action play, a lot of times those guys will actually make like the run blocking and they will get me sucked in, right? They did not do a good job of that on this play on selling me, right? So I'm not sold, right? So I'm pretty sure he's not handing the ball off here. All right, we're correct, right? He didn't do it, right? But again, I mentioned on this play, my execution is just complete crap. So we've got this slant coming in, right? And I decide to kind of take that short route away, right? But I don't even do a good job of that, right? I come like he's gonna do a slant all the way across, but he's not. He stops right here, right? And you see, I just completely, you know, don't do that right. The second thing is, I've got this guy here, right? This spy, right? He's not rushing the passer, but he's taking that kind of stuff away from me, right? He'll knock that down a lot of times. So I'm kind of doubling up on that. Lastly, right? This guy's zone. It's going to take that away when it comes further across, right? And so I did not maybe optimally use my guy here, right? Because I actually think he had wanted to do a high-low read on this one of these sides here, right? So he comes out, right? You'll see he comes out as play action. This dude right here is wide open, right? If he throws this ball, right, when he makes his break, right, notice his play, as soon as he, boom, he broke, he's out of his play action, right? He is ready to throw the ball right there, right? If he throws that, boom, that's a big league completion, right? Huge open space right there. He's got like almost a 20-yard gain right here, right? If he throws it, right? Tom Brady makes this throw, right? I should have taken that route away. I should have been on this 13, right? I should have been undercutting that route. I didn't do that, right? Tom would have punished me right there. 20-yard gain to number 13, right? But what did I say? Tyrod has been unable to make reads. What does he do? Panics, right? Because what's he been seeing the whole time? He's been checking it down to the dude that's over here the whole time, because that's what I've been giving him, right? But you look at number 46 here, right? He's normally dropping back into that cloud flat. Not this time, baby. He pops up. Tyrod throws that ball, right? He comes out of that play action. He throws that, right? He's going to lead him right there, right? This guy's going to jump it, right? He's going to jump that route sick. So suddenly what Tyrod's used to throwing to just isn't there because we changed these zones up. They're different. It's not this cloud flat, right? So he actually, we've gotten him to ignore. Normally the cloud flat would take this route away. Cloud flat's in a wonderful position to take away this 7+ yard route, right? But we've been taking it away, so Tyrod ignores it. He panics when his short route isn't there, like Tyrod's known to do. And what does he do? Like he did on his interception, he rolls out, right? That's why we have our spy. So here's the second part of execution that I royally screwed up. In the other video, I talked about hitting the analog stick when he's outside of the pocket to force this guy, right? You see how he turned again to rush the passer, right? Instead of just moving laterally with him along the sideline. I didn't wait till he was outside of the pocket. So he popped up and he gets blocked, right? I screwed up there. We had Tyrod moving out, right? We had him dead to rights with our spy, because that's our strategy this whole game, is to get this spy to kill him, right? Well, our only one-on-one matchup here, number 94, ends up getting a block shed for us and making the sack. right? And so we were smart in the way we set this play up. We guessed right. We did some things that were in our favor, but our execution was actually pretty bad on this. And we got a sack in many ways in spite of ourselves. Tom Brady would have punished us for a 20-yard gain. But Tyrod Taylor can't make reads. So what do? We take advantage of it, right? And I think this kind of goes to show just making a small adjustment on something you've been showing him, right? You've been showing him one thing, right? You look like you're going to show him that, and you make a simple adjustment to that zone to where they've been checking it down to, and you just take that away one play, right? It completely screwed him up, forced a sack, right? Got us into that situation where we ultimately got an interception. Um, this is just good. Don't run the same defensive play every time. Try and show them the same defensive play, but don't run the same defensive play. That was the good thing we did here. Pretty much everything else, right? Execution wise, terrible, right? But you learn the most from what you fail at. And again, that's why I've really liked doing this, learning this defensive football, because it's different. Um, but yeah, that's how you can succeed in spite of yourself. So this is only Bill Belichick. There's no Ed Reed here. Um, I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have. We'll see what else we can find.